Signs and symptoms of cancer. What are signs and symptoms? Signs and symptoms are both signals of injury, illness, disease, signals that something is not right in the body. The sign is a signal that can be seen by someone else, maybe a loved one, or a doctor, nurse, or other healthcare professional. For example, fever, fast breathing, and abnormal lung sounds heard through a stethoscope may be signs of pneumonia. A symptom is a signal that's felt or noticed by the person who has it, but may not be easily seen by anyone else. For example, weakness, aching, and feeling short of breath may be symptoms of pneumonia. Having one sign or symptom may not be enough to figure out what's causing it. For example, a rash in a child could be a sign of a number of things, such as poison ivy, measles, a skin infection, or a food allergy. But if the child has a rash along with other signs and symptoms like a high fever, chills, achiness, and a sore throat, then a doctor can get a better picture of the illness. Sometimes, the patient's signs and symptoms still don't give the doctor enough clues to be sure what's causing the illness. Then medical tests, such as x-rays, blood tests, or a biopsy may be needed. How does cancer cause signs and symptoms? Cancer is a group of diseases that can cause almost any sign or symptom. The signs and symptoms will depend on where the cancer is, how big it is, and how much it affects the organs or tissues. If a cancer has spread metastasized, signs or symptoms may appear in different parts of the body. As a cancer grows, it can begin to push on nearby organs, blood vessels, and nerves. This pressure causes some of the signs and symptoms of cancer. If the cancer is in a critical area, such as certain parts of the brain, even the smallest tumor can cause symptoms. But sometimes cancer starts in places where it won't cause any signs or symptoms until it has grown quite large. Cancers of the pancreas, for example, usually don't cause symptoms until they grow large enough to press on nearby nerves or organs. This causes back or belly pain. Others may grow around the bile duct and block the flow of bile. This causes the eyes and skin to look yellow jaundice. By the time the pancreatic cancer causes signs or symptoms like these, it's usually in an advanced stage. This means it has grown and spread beyond the place it started, the pancreas. A cancer may also cause symptoms like fever, extreme tiredness, fatigue, or weight loss. This may be because cancer cells use up much of the body's energy supply, or they may release substances that change the way the body makes energy from food. Cancer can also cause the immune system to react in ways that produce these signs and symptoms. Sometimes, cancer cells release substances into the bloodstream that cause symptoms that are not usually linked to cancer. For example, some cancers of the pancreas can release substances that cause blood clots in veins in the legs. Some lung cancers make hormone-like substances that raise blood calcium levels. This affects nerves and muscles, making the person feel weak and dizzy. How are signs and symptoms helpful? Treatment works best when cancer is found early, while it's still small and is less likely to have spread to other parts of the body. This often means a better chance for a cure, especially if the cancer can be removed with surgery. A good example of the importance of finding cancer early is melanoma skin cancer. It can be easy to remove if it has not grown deep into the skin. The 5-year survival rate percentage of people who live at least 5 years after diagnosis at this early stage is around 98%. Once melanoma has spread to other parts of the body, the 5-year survival rate drops to about 16%. Sometimes people ignore symptoms. Maybe they don't know that the symptoms could mean something is wrong. Or they might be frightened by what the symptoms could mean and don't want to get medical help. Maybe they just can't afford to get medical care. Some symptoms, such as tiredness or coughing, are more likely caused by something other than cancer. Symptoms can seem unimportant, especially if there's a clear cause or the problem only lasts a short time. In the same way, a person may reason that a symptom like a breast lump is probably a cyst that will go away by itself. But no symptom should be ignored or overlooked, especially if it has lasted a long time or is getting worse. Most likely, symptoms are not caused by cancer, but it's important to have them checked out, just in case. If cancer is not the cause, a doctor can help figure out what the cause is and treat it, if needed. Sometimes, it's possible to find cancer before having symptoms. The American Cancer Society and other health groups recommend cancer-related check-ups and certain tests for people even though they have no symptoms. This helps find certain cancers early, before symptoms start. For more information on early detection tests, see our document called American Cancer Society Guidelines for the Early Detection of Cancer. But keep in mind, even if you have these recommended tests, it's still important to see a doctor if you have any symptoms. What are some general signs and symptoms of cancer? You should know some of the general signs and symptoms of cancer. But remember, having any of these does not mean that you have cancer. Many other things cause these signs and symptoms, too. If you have any of these symptoms and they last for a long time or get worse, please see a doctor to find out what's going on. Unexplained weight loss. Most people with cancer will lose weight at some point. When you lose weight for no known reason, it's called an unexplained weight loss. An unexplained weight loss of 10 pounds or more may be the first sign of cancer. This happens most often with cancers of the pancreas, stomach, esophagus, swallowing tube or lung. Fever is very common with cancer, but it more often happens after cancer has spread from where it started. Almost all people with cancer will have fever at some time, especially if the cancer or its treatment affects the immune system. This can make it harder for the body to fight infection. Less often, fever may be an early sign of cancer, such as blood cancers like leukemia or lymphoma. Fatigue is extreme tiredness that doesn't get better with rest. It may be an important symptom as cancer grows, but it may happen early in some cancers, like leukemia. Some colon or stomach cancers can cause blood loss that's not obvious. This audio file was created by Basic. You can download it at www.panaperture.com. This is another way cancer can cause fatigue. Pain may be an early symptom with some cancers like bone cancers or testicular cancer. A headache that does not go away or get better with treatment may be a symptom of a brain tumor. Back pain can be a symptom of cancer of the colon, rectum, or ovary. Most often, pain due to cancer means it has already spread and metastasized from where it started. Skin changes. Along with skin cancers, some other cancers can cause skin changes that can be seen. These signs and symptoms include darker looking skin, hyperpigmentation, yellowish skin and eyes, jaundice, reddened skin, erythema, itching, pruritus, excessive hair growth. Signs and symptoms of certain cancers. Along with the general symptoms, you should watch for certain other common signs and symptoms that could suggest cancer. Again, there may be other causes for each of these, but it's important to see a doctor about them as soon as possible, especially if there's no other cause you can identify. The problem lasts a long time, or it gets worse over time. Change in bowel habits or bladder function, long-term constipation, diarrhea, or a change in the size of the stool may be a sign of colon cancer. Pain when passing urine, blood in the urine, or a change in bladder function such as needing to pass urine more or less often than usual could be related to bladder or prostate cancer. Report any changes in bladder or bowel function to a doctor. Sores that do not heal. Skin cancers may bleed and look like sores that don't heal. A long-lasting sore in the mouth could be an oral cancer. This should be dealt with right away, especially in people who smoke, chew tobacco, or often drink alcohol. Sores on the penis or vagina may either be signs of infection or an early cancer, and should be seen by a health professional. White patches inside the mouth or white spots on the tongue. White patches inside the mouth and white spots on the tongue may be leukoplakia. Leukoplakia is a precancerous area that's caused by frequent irritation. It's often caused by smoking or other tobacco use. People who smoke pipes or use oral or spit tobacco are at high risk for leukoplakia. If it's not treated, leukoplakia can become mouth cancer. Any long-lasting mouth changes should be checked by a doctor or dentist right away. Unusual bleeding or discharge. Unusual bleeding can happen in early or advanced cancer. Coughing up blood may be a sign of lung cancer. Blood in the stool, which can look like very dark or black stool, could be a sign of colon or rectal cancer. Cancer of the cervix or the endometrium lining of the uterus can cause abnormal vaginal bleeding. Blood in the urine may be a sign of bladder or kidney cancer. A bloody discharge from the nipple may be a sign of breast cancer. Thickening or lump in the breast or other parts of the body. Many cancers can be felt through the skin. These cancers occur mostly in the breast, testicle, lymph nodes, glands and the soft tissues of the body. The lump or thickening may be an early or late sign of cancer and should be reported to a doctor, especially if you've just found it or notice it has grown in size. Keep in mind that some breast cancers show up as red or thickened skin rather than a lump. Indigestion or trouble swallowing. Indigestion or swallowing problems that don't go away may be signs of cancer of the esophagus, the swallowing tube that goes to the stomach, or pharynx, throat. But like most symptoms on this list, they are most often caused by something other than cancer. Recent change in the wart or mole, or any new skin change. Any wart, mole, or freckle that changes color, size, or shape, or that loses its sharp border should be seen by a doctor right away. Any other skin changes should be reported, too. The skin change may be a melanoma which, if found early, can be treated successfully. See pictures of skin cancers and other skin conditions in our skin cancer image gallery. Nagging cough or hoarseness. A cough that does not go away may be a sign of lung cancer. Hoarseness can be a sign of cancer of the larynx, voice box or thyroid gland. Other symptoms. The signs and symptoms listed above are the more common ones seen with cancer, but there are many others that are not listed here. If you notice any major changes in the way your body works or the way you feel, especially if it lasts for a long time or gets worse, let a doctor know. If it has nothing to do with cancer, the doctor can find out more about what's going on and, if needed, treat it. If it is cancer, you'll give yourself the chance to have it treated early, when treatment works best. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. Herbal treatment advantages. If 70% world population going for herbal treatment using natural herbal products and they are fully satisfied means they are not fooled. They are intelligent. Harm your body by using modern medicine. As a natural supplement, no chemicals are added, so it's safe to use that it could even be used without any fear of overdose. But the feature is really common nowadays that it's not an advantage anymore. In fact, it is becoming more dangerous for some herbal products without any doctor's prescription, since these products could have dangerous side effects. For example, there are highly effective weight loss herbal pills that, although very effective, it could easily increase blood pressure that could lead to stroke or even heart attack. But even though OTC is not a great feature anymore, herbal products in the market today are certainly telling us one thing: they are safe and could be used as supplements or even aid for our medicines to cure different types of ailments. All we need to do in our part before we use them is to talk to our doctors about it to ensure that it will not bring dangerous side effects to our body. Affordability. A visit to the doctor will mean hundreds of dollars in extra spending. We could have used those funds for paying our bills or for food, but since it's about our health, we have no choice but spend our money so that we could be healthy first. Not only do we need to spend money by visiting a doctor, we also spend money in medicines, which is even more expensive. That is why the advantage of herb medicine is becoming clearer. Instead of spending hundreds of dollars in drugs treatment, we could prevent different ailments from happening by taking herbal supplements that will only cost us a fraction of what we will spend if we end up in the hospital. The important thing to remember about the advantage of herbal products is that they are preventive medicines. That means these herbal products are best used to prevent treatment. That is why most of the herbal products are marketed as supplement instead of medicines, because they aid in helping in increasing the vitamin content in the body, which will ward off different types of ailments. You could have a healthy body without even thinking of any medical. The modern medical establishment has been historically reluctant to look at herbal medicines, preferring to prescribe medications which must be manufactured. This article takes a closer look at these two sides of disease treatment, to find out which one is ultimately the most beneficial. Modern medicine. There is no doubt that modern medicine has been highly effective in the prevention and treatment of many illnesses. Thousands of ailments which would have been fatal as little as 150 years ago can now be treated with modern medicine, and this has dramatically increased the lifespan of the individual. Not only has modern medicine been successful in prolonging the life of the individual, but it has also been useful in allowing more people to live a healthy and more fulfilling life. However, there is also a dark side to modern medicine. This dark side comes from a variety of different factors, but one of the most prominent is the side effects which are found among modern medicines. Because most modern medicine is manufactured in a lab, it is synthetic, and putting it in the body will often have negative side effects. In some cases, the side effects which result from taking certain medications practically supersedes the advantages that one gains from using them. In other situations, the side effects which result from modern medicines may even be dangerous. Statistics show that each year in the United States, a large number of people die as a result of complications which result from them taking various medications. Much of the medications which these individuals consumed were synthetic. The second dark side that comes with modern medicine is its price tag. Most synthetic medicines today are so expensive that millions of people living in countries such as the United States cannot afford it, let alone the billions of people living in developing nations. When you consider the fact that roughly half the world's population lives on less than $2 per day, it becomes easy to see why modern medicine is outside the reach of all of them, which means that only the rich can afford it. This is particularly true when it comes to surgery. Even minor operations cost thousands of dollars, and serious operations cost tens of thousands. This means that most people, even those living in developed nations, would need to go in debt just to pay for the cost of such a procedure. In contrast, people living in developing countries would be helpless, and would in all likelihood die as a result of their inability to afford the operation. Another problem with modern medicine is that it emphasizes the cure rather than prevention, and has become a multi-billion-dollar market where profits are more important than results. Health insurance has become so expensive that even millions of Americans can no longer afford it. Herbal medications are a natural alternative that has been used for thousands of years. Over the ages, different cultures and herbalists have greatly contributed to the medical knowledge of this field, and this has produced a very impressive body of literature. From the Chinese to the Indians and Arabs, the catalog of herbs has been produced which can be used to treat hundreds of ailments, both common and more serious. While some may question the effectiveness of herbs given the many people who have died as a result of common diseases prior to the introduction of modern medicine, one thing that you have to remember is that herbal knowledge was often kept secret from the masses throughout history, and such knowledge was usually reserved for a priest class who would reserve such knowledge for the nobility. Additionally, when you consider the fact that the mass population of many regions was illiterate prior to the Enlightenment, and even after it, it is easy to see why even if they had such herbal manuscripts available, they would not have been able to read and use it. Therefore, citing the large number of people who died as a result of common illnesses prior to the introduction of modern medicine is not useful in an argument against the usage of medical herbs. Research has proven the effectiveness of many herbs, and when you consider the fact that they have been used for thousands of years in some cultures, it is easy to see why they must be effective. Another factor that most people find impressive in regards to herbs is their lack of side effects. The only side effects that one may experience through herb usage is the combination of one herb with another. But these are natural side effects as opposed to the side effects which result from synthetic medications. If you've been to many doctors and still you are ill, then you need imported safe herbal medicine for permanent treatment. We care for you and you must understand the fact you are precious. Do not do practical over your body. All modern medicine are having side effects. You may be well educated but you are not medically educated. In every medicines the company wrote everything about side effects. You must think why the patient needs surgery after surgery. For example, if you have stone in kidney, doctor will remove the stone by surgery. Then again stone will form once again, means you need more surgery because the doctor do not know the science of treatment. You may agree or not, it depends on your wisdom. For your kind information, we treat all illness without surgery, and injection means permanent treatment through natural herbal treatment. If we can remove stone from your kidney or gallbladder without surgery, then you must think how great is our ancient science. After spending millions rupees you cannot save the life of your cancer patient, then where is our education because you choose the killer modern medicine. We all are educated fools. We are bond servant of our useless educational systems. So far we treat many illness list given below. We treat infertility, BANJHPAN, irregular menses, painful menses, excess menses, scanty menses, no menses, menopause, LEUCORRHOEA, asthma, diabetic, BLOODPRESSURE, thyroid, chronic skin problems, treatment for kidney, heart blockage, power-related problems, energy booster, child healthcare, joint pain, old age problems, hair fall, paralysis, osteoporosis, obesity, vitality, and many more list given below. allergy, abnormal heart rhythms. This audio file was created by PANIFERTILITY Basic. You can download it at www.panifertile.com. Acidity, acne, agoraphobia, allergy, alopecia, Alzheimer's disease, amenorrhea, amyloidosis, anemia, anal fistula, anemia, angina pectoris, ankylosing spondylitis, anorexia nervosa, arthritis, Meniere's syndrome, asthma, atopic dermatitis, autoimmune disorder, bacterial vaginosis, bedwetting, Bell's palsy, benign prostatic hyperplasia, bilateral sacroiliitis, bipolar disorder, blood disorders, bronchitis, bulged disc cancer, candidiasis, cataract, cerebral palsy, cervical dystonia, cervical spondylosis, chickenpox, chikungunya fever, childhood arthritis, cholesterol problems, chronic fatigue syndrome, chronic gastritis, chronic kidney disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, congested heart failure, CHF, conjunctivitis, constipation, cystitis, dandruff, dementia, dengue fever, depression, dermatitis, diabetes, mellitus, diabetic, neuropathy, diverticulitis, dizziness, Down syndrome, all mental illness, dysentery, dysfunctional uterine bleeding, dysbiotic, eczema, dyspepsia, dysphagia, eczema, edema, endometriosis, eosinophilia, epilepsy, erectile dysfunction, fatty liver, female infertility, fibroids, fibromyalgia, flu, food poisoning, fungal diseases, gallstones, gangrene, genital herpes, giardiasis, gonorrhea, gout, hair loss, halitosis / bad breath, hearing loss, heart diseases, heartburn, hemorrhoids / piles, hepatitis, herpes zoster, hypertension / high blood pressure, hyperthyroidism, hypocortisolism, hypothyroidism, indigestion, infertility, insomnia, sleep / interstitial cystitis, irritable bowel syndrome, ischemic heart disease, jaundice, joint pains, juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, JRA, kidney failure, kidney stones, knee pain, leukoderma, leucorrhea, leukemia, liver cirrhosis, low sperm count, menopause, migraine, muscular dystrophy, myopia, neuronephrotic syndrome, neurodermatitis, obesity / weight loss, oligozoospermia, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, ovarian cysts, Paget's disease, Parkinsonism, pelvic inflammatory disease, PID, Peyronie's disease, piles, pleurisy, polycystic ovarian disease, premature ejaculation, premenstrual syndrome, PMS, primary polycythemia, progressive supranuclear palsy, prolactinoma, prostatitis, epilepsy, pseudomonas, aeruginosa infections, psoriasis, psychosis, rheumatoid arthritis, sacroiliitis, sarcoidosis, schizophrenia, sciatica, sickle cell anemia, sinusitis, skin problems, stress, swollen lymph nodes, syphilis, Tourette syndrome, trigeminal neuralgia, ulcerative colitis, underweight, arthritis, urinary tract infections, UTI, urticaria, varicose veins, vertigo, writer's cramp, and many more. Some unique medicine by God-given wisdom. Medicine for no more heart attack, medicine for dying person, patient near to death, medicine for coma patient, old age, power, male, female, EMUN, booster, asthma, clear, free, diabetic, no more blood pressure, and many more. For online treatment you call $919,993,906,875, email dr.8@gmail.com, www.herballtreatment.wim, http://a2humanity.blogspot.in/2018/03/root out disease.html, https://u2.b/